Let's take a system access ride. The easiest way to access the system is through our HealthyPlus website, www.healthyplus1.com. In the upper right-hand corner is your access login. During training, your staff will be assigned access to the software and can be shared internally, or we can set up the clinical users according to your request. Once you are in the system, you will see a system of functionality tabs that you can draw down to gather all the pertinent information you need. For this demo, we will be looking to complete a patient's AWV screen in the office. Let's get a patient who is in the schedule and start their annual wellness visit survey. We have the patients already scheduled in our calendar. We can click directly on the patient's name and start our survey. Before we get moving with the survey, we are prompted again to check the patient's demographics. As we have indicated, the collection of data is important, but with the Medicare population, it is critical to cross-check the patient's demographics. Our software starts out with the Exercise and Activities section, which allows us to gauge the patient's activity level. Next, we turn to questions of tobacco use. For the sake of the demo, we want to indicate that this person is a former smoker. This will give you a very detailed look as to how the software algorithms work behind the scenes. The software moves into the alcohol section. We will assume this patient was a former drinker with moderate levels. We follow the alcohol section with the dietary assessment section. Keep in mind, we have the patient fill out the dietary assessment form when they check in. The reason we implement the form before the visit is because, as you know, many elderly patients love to talk about what they eat and cook. Our job is to gather the pertinent data and keep the visit moving forward. One area to note is that we ask the patient to remember 3 words at the end of this survey: tree, house, dog. You can choose any 3 words, but this is our standard. We will use these words later in their cognitive assessment. Next is our Vitals section, where we can start to gather information that will be critical to the provider as he or she looks at the changes with the patient. We cover family history. Although the patient may have given a vast amount of this information previously, we find we get more information because we are asking them directly rather than through a worksheet the patient would normally fill out. Elderly patients are likely to remember more when they are focused on the thinking part rather than the thinking, remembering, and writing. We move right into the ROS Constitutional Complaints section, and the goal is to slow down and help prompt the patient. Mrs. Smith, how are you sleeping? Have you had any aches or pains? Have you fallen recently? These are some typical questions to keep the patient engaged. This is followed by reported problems. Current issues such as diabetes, heart issues, arthritis are a few reported problem options. Although some of this is repetitive, many times the patient will disclose issues that may not have been captured before this visit. We move into the medication history. It is important to be clear with the patient so you can capture all the medications they may be currently taking. We will then ask if they have completed immunizations. We update as much information as the patient can recall from memory. If they know the date, we note that information in the box for the provider. We then flow to allergies, to retinal macular assessment, to functional capacity, leading into the fall risk assessment. As the survey starts to wind down, we start to gather the MCI cognitive assessment. At the end of this assessment, we will ask those 3 words we asked the patient to remember: tree, house, dog, in this section as well. All of the materials for the functional and cognitive testing we provide for your office as well. We strive to make this a turnkey opportunity for you and your staff. We have now come to the PHQ-9 part of the survey. For efficiency and accuracy, we have the patient complete this short survey in the waiting room. We complete the same process for a sexual assessment portion as well. We have found that patients give more accurate answers when they can answer these sections in writing on paper. We offer the opportunity for the patient to speak with their provider about advanced care planning, as well as medical decision-making if your office desires to add these treatment opportunities. From here, our survey is complete. Whether you are using our staff or your own staff, the reports are available to you in real time. We train the staff at the completion of the visit to walk the patient up and schedule the follow-up visit as well. This allows the provider to review the recommended findings and decide how they would like to treat their patient. Our reports are able to pass any Medicare audit as we work closely with Medicare representatives for changing regulations. This is a unique opportunity to really engage your patients while closing a numerous amount of quality measures. Let's get your practice started right away. Please contact us for next steps at new client request at HealthyPlus1.com or 816-944-7505.